When you guys went back and watched the film from the Louisville game, kind of what stood out to you as being maybe like the couple of areas that you guys could clean up quickly?
Really, our main focus in that game was just seeing that we got to be able to tackle, for sure, tackling for sure. That was really the biggest part of that game. A lot of things wouldn't have happened, I feel like, if we would just been able to get those for sure tackles, make the game a little bit smaller than what it was, and a lot of those tackles that we missed ended up going for bigger gains. So I would say that, and then just communication. A lot of communication wasn't used, I would say. So I feel like those are the biggest emphasis for this week going into South Carolina State.
What were the positives, though, out of the game?
I feel like, for me, we flew around. We played with great energy, I feel like. So that's a positive that I can take from the game, and really just being able to have another opportunity to just play a good opponent and just trying to focus on the things that we messed up on last week, which is tackling and communication. So really, I feel like we did our job for the most part, and we just have to go into next week with a new mindset that the game's in the past and we're on to better and bigger things.
How much did it impact LaMiles going out so early in the game? And you and Jay have both played with him, but not together in a game like that, so that had to be different as well.
For me and Jalen, it wasn't really that big of a change. I feel like I played both strong safety and free safety, and Jalen, he knows literally everything. So when LaMiles sadly went down for the game, it didn't really change anything. We just knew that we had to communicate a lot more and just really just get the defense to where, even though we're down one, we can just still keep on going, keep playing full speed, and just really just treating it as if nothing really is going on. We're just playing football.
What's the balance like this week, making sure you guys get right, but also being prepared for South Carolina State?
A lot of film and a lot of treatment. For a lot of us, it's just we gotta stay prepared, keep our bodies right, and just really treating ourselves and our bodies as pro athletes. Just making sure we're in the treatment room, doing the extra stuff that each of us may need, or whatever the case may be. That's really about it.
Coach Key said that he felt like the team was upset at the way the game ended and kind of let one slip by. Has that kind of been the mood that, I guess, for lack of a better word, people are pissed off like this week?
Yeah, for sure. We were all devastated and upset that the outcome wasn't what we wanted. But now it's a new week, and the games in the past, we made the corrections, and now we're on to a new opponent. Just trying to put that game in the past and just not really dwell on it. Just keep on moving, keep on doing our jobs, communicating, and for sure tackling this week.
Have you been able to watch much film on South Carolina State?
Yes, sir.
What have you seen? Yeah.
A good amount of film there. They have some guys that can make plays, I would say, guys that are making plays. So we just have to we have to just do our jobs, follow our keys, keep our eyes in the right places, and I feel like we'll have a good game. We just come out fast, hit them in the mouth, and we'll just see how that goes, and we'll just keep on building upon that.
Coach Key said that he expects the biggest jump from game 1 to game 2, and how a team plays. Is that something you're expecting on Saturday?
Yeah, for this game, I'm expecting a big jump in communication and tackling for sure, as far as defense. But as far as the whole team itself, I feel like just staying together in those times where things may not be going our way, we got to stay together because we're one team. We win together, we lose together, we're sad together. Literally everything is a team. So I feel like for us as a whole team, just got to stay together and just keep on going no matter what.
You've only been here a year, but the offense has not been great the last few years. Was it encouraging to see how well they played, and does that give you guys some added confidence that you don't have to go out there and be perfect, that they can score and hang with teams?
Yeah, it's great to see that our guys on the other side of the ball can really put points up and really keep us in those games no matter what the case may be. But we, at the dark side, just try to, no matter even if the offense does put up 40 points, we still want to do our best, eliminate explosive tackling and little details that go into those blowout games or whatever the score may be. But we just got to, it's glad to know that our offense like that can really put up points in the time of need.
Anything else for Clayton?
Weston, it seemed like you guys, the guard box played really well in the game, and just seemed like the communication was a little smoother and the operation was smoother. Was that something that you felt like was coming with the way you guys have been practicing, and how encouraging was it that it went that well?
It was definitely encouraging, playing with those guys in games and situations like that, and then going through fall camp. I mean, it makes a smooth transition to the game. It's just translating everything over and making the best call possible, and we're all on the same page and get rolling.
How can you guys be better running the football?
Just more focus on double teams. That's the main thing we've been focusing on. Just making sure we're getting those and getting to the linebackers and just straining to finish after each play and just keep the running backs rolling.
Did you feel a difference just in the way with the tempo, with the way you guys were running the offense? Was it any different than maybe last year or the year before, just in terms of how you guys have played?
It's definitely faster than last year. We know kind of what situation we're going to run tempo, and so we're kind of expecting it. So as soon as we get the call, we're trying to line up fast as possible and get rolling.
Was Friday fun offensively?
It definitely was. Definitely the second quarter. It was definitely a fun time seeing kind of offense come together. Definitely some things to work on. That's what we've been working on this week. Just kind of grow from there. That's what we're excited to see this Saturday. Kind of how much we grew from week 1 to week 2, and that's what we're looking forward to.
It seemed like the offense had some chemistry, was moving the ball better than it has in the past. Is that sort of encouraging that you're being able to now take what's on the practice field and execute in games where it's not really been consistent in the past?
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. Coach Keys put us in those situations through spring ball, through fall camp, and all those, and it's a great sign to see that transition onto the game field under the lights. So that's definitely been a big help.
How big was it having Connor to be able to come in? Jordan gets banged up and he comes in and play. Can you talk a little bit about him?
Oh yeah, I mean he stepped up and was ready to roll. Like I said before, he's played a lot of ball at Princeton, and so I mean he was ready to roll. And we knew if something happened that he could step in that place and not skip a beat, and that's what was expected of him, and that's what he did. And we're proud of him for that.
And can you talk about Ethan? You were a guy who was thrown into the fire as a freshman. Can you talk about how you felt like he performed in that situation?
Well, I feel like he did great. I mean, obviously, there's a couple things here and there that he can work on, and that's what that's what I told him once we knew as a group that he was going into the game. I said, don't let the moment get too big for you. It's just another football game. Go out there and play and do what you do. And just kind of because I've been in that situation before, and I just try to help him as much as I can and just keep him rolling, keep him playing football like we've seen in practice. So he did that, and we're proud of him for that too.
How are you adjusting to being the leader? I know you said that's not necessarily your natural. It seems like you're kind of stepping into it now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely for sure. I mean, when I first got here, I wasn't the vocal guy. I was kind of just lead by example, and that's what I've really been working on, is being a more vocal guy and just kind of continue to grow that way. And I feel like it's helping the group, and I'm still growing in that position. So I'm excited to see where all it goes.
Trent, just what was it like playing your first full game in a while, like playing every snap pretty much?
It felt great. I've been waiting on this moment for a long time. So to go out there and have that moment, it felt good. It felt real good.
What did you see on tape? Where were the breakdowns against Louisville, and do you think they're correctable?
Well, first tackling, we had a plan to go out there and be physical and attack the ball, and we had goals before the game, which we didn't complete. So we've been working on attacking a lot, attacking the ball, getting the ball out, and that's about it. Yeah.
There was a play where you had kind of Plummer there. It seemed like maybe you held up for a second. Is that I know there's a lot of guys worried about, and you saw Charlie last year with the targetings and hitting the quarterback and all that. Does that get a little in your mind sometimes in those situations there?
Nah, not really. I just try to go out there and play to my best. I'm not really thinking about that. I'm trying to tackle the right way, so I'm not really thinking about that type of stuff. So, nah, not really.
This is new to me, but what is the dark side? Can you explain that to me a little bit?
The dark side is something that we came up on the defensive side. It's like a certain standard that we set for ourselves, like how we go out there, how we attack, and we came up with dark side because like it just means a lot to us. It's no real meaning. It's just what we call ourselves as a group, you know. So it means a lot to us, and you know we're gonna stick to the dark side. So.
Coach Key, Coach Shearer, and Coach Thacker all talked about how much you kind of grown up in the last 6-8 months, really, since I guess you guys came back for spring ball. Mm. Can you just talk about a little bit like the kind of what's changed for you, I guess?
I knew this moment would be here, and I want to take full advantage of it. So I'm trying to be the best I can be, best to my teammates, best to the coaches, and take full advantage of this moment, you know. So that's been a big thing, just working on my mental, working on everything that should have been worked on past couple years, just trying to take it to another level, to a pro level. So that's it.
Coach Shearer been like to work with?
Coach Sherry been good. He great in the film room. You know, he got a lot of pointers on how he can help you as a linebacker, and I think that's been the biggest thing with him. Just the pointers he can give you, like just knowing where to be, knowing where to go, knowing what to look at, and it's been real good for us in linebackers because it help us with our eyes, it help us be where the ball is, and yeah, it's been good. Been real good.
You changed your body a little bit too and added some weight. Just kind of, how does that feel? And was that a hard process or was it easy?
I try to play where I'm comfortable at, where I can, you know, maintain inside the box and outside the box. So, yeah, it's not really hard. It's just getting a good feeling of where I feel comfortable at my weight, and you know, so that's just it.
How's the chemistry with Paul? You guys, he came in over the summer, so you'd worked with Braylon and Dre and Kyle and those guys, but just kind of what's that chemistry been like over the fall camp and into the season?
Paul he got a pro mindset, so working with him, me and him in the film room every day, watching film, getting closer and closer, just being next to each other, being by each other, and being for each other at moments, you know. So Paul been real good. He's a 6-year. He handles his business every day. He comes and handles his business. So Paul's been a good thing beside me. Yeah.
Anything else?
Chase, how did it feel to be back out there?
It felt amazing. You know, my last year at A&M got kind of cut short because, you know, I had a back injury. So being out there, I just felt the energy of the game again, you know, just felt the love of college football again. And I had a really great time out there. First time in the Benz, too, so that was amazing.
What did you think when you broke loose on the screen?
What I think? Touchdown. You know, you don't get a lot of opportunities in this game, and, you know, every opportunity you have to make the most of it. So, actually, it's kind of funny. When we went out before that drive, I told Haynes, I went to Haynes, and I was like, I need one. Like, I need one. So we called that play, and, you know, everyone was able to execute their job on that play, and I was able to get into the end zone.
How do you feel like Haynes played? You've seen him obviously up close and personal play a lot. Did you notice maybe a change in how he played?
I think the main thing I noticed was just confidence. You know, I feel like at A&M, you know, sometimes me and him kind of, you know, we used to walk on eggshells and, you know, really had a fear of failure. But what I saw from him was just good energy. You know, he was talking on the sideline. You know, he was pulling everybody up. So it was really happy for me to see him go out there and execute and do what he knows what he can do and what I know he can do and what the rest of this team knows he can do. So the main thing was just confidence. You
took a big chance coming here. You talked about how you almost went to another school, and I imagine there was a little bit of, you know, the game didn't turn out the way you guys wanted to, but I imagine there's some satisfaction that you played so well in your first game.
Yeah, we put up 28 points in one quarter. I feel like that. I think that I saw somewhere that it hasn't been done at Tech for a while. So I think there's definitely some positives from that game. But like you said, to lose a 15-point lead like that was devastating. And the good thing about that is that I know everyone in the locker room does not want to feel that feeling again. And I feel like now we know that we can play, and now we know that we can compete. So now it's just all about just finishing and, you know, just attacking each quarter and, you know, just really going out there and finishing. And that's really been the emphasis on practice this week.
One of the guys who plays with you, Eric Singleton, we heard a lot about him, and obviously got to see a little taste of that. Kind of what were your impressions watching him?
That's my little brother, and you know, I mentioned his name last week. That would be a guy to look out for, and you know, the good thing that I see in him that you don't really see in a lot of young guys is just that poise. And, you know, that composure going out there. That's his first college game in the Benz. He's probably played there before. I don't know. He's from Georgia. But, you know, just having that composure to go out there and, you know, make the plays that he makes every day in practice. And, you know, for him to, despite the loss, I went up to him and I said, hey, like, that first college touchdown, that's a major accomplishment. So make sure you celebrate that one.
With the game coming up this week, I imagine the team's a little bit angry at the way things kind of unfolded. Do you feel like there's a lot of motivation going into this one?
Yeah, I know for myself there's a lot of pent-up aggression and a lot of pent-up anger that I can't wait to release on Saturday. And I think the rest of the team is really just ready to just get a dub for Coach Key. You know, this is his first season as the head coach. So I know myself and I know everyone on the offensive side of the ball is really trying to do everything we can to get Coach Key and his staff their first win. So,
Chase, Haynes' first career completion at Texas A&M was to you. I think back in 2020. I'm curious what you remember of that play.
Yeah, it was 3-by-1 set. I was actually lined up on the Bama sideline. I had Pat Surtain, who now plays for the Broncos, playing corner over me. I remember they went like cover 2 trap, so Surtain was covering the flats, and I had a go ball, and it kind of turned into a hole shot because, cover 2. So Haynes found me in the hole, and I went up and made a play right in front of Nick Saban too. So it's kind of cool how our journey has started somewhere, and in life, you never know how things are going to go, but we both, by the grace of God, ended up at Georgia Tech, and we were able to go out there and make more plays together. So
you still only vaguely remember it based on what
yeah, vaguely.
Hey, this last question for me is, I guess, are you excited to finally get to play in Bobby Dodd? You guys have scrimmaged in there and practiced some, but this will be your first time getting to suit up and play in the stadium.
Yeah, so I came down here for the spring game, and just seeing the energy that the student body had out there, just really getting amped to see Coach Key and see what he was going to do with his staff, and to see those guys go out there and make plays in the spring game. And for me, I just want to put on a show. I think that's the energy that I want to bring this year. Is just every time I get an opportunity to go play on that field, to just put on a show for our fans, and hopefully we can all do that on Saturday.
Anything else?
Yeah.